Inability to refuse greatly complicates life. According to the well-known Pareto principle, 20% of your efforts give 80% of the result. If you find the strength to say no to pointless activities, you can effectively focus your efforts on 20% left that is truly important. The two main words in everyone's life are yes and no. Incredible as it sounds, the right combination and its use in the right situations can literally make you happier, healthier, and richer. We often agree to do something simply to make a good impression or to avoid offending people by refusal. Empathy, of course, is a good thing, but in the long run the habit of constantly agreeing with everyone leads to bad consequences. If you have already regretted saying yes once, the bright side of life will represent 16 tips that will help you not to fall into the same trap. 1. You don't have to say yes to people who need your time. As we all know, time is money. But there is one detail that makes time of much greater value than all the gold in the world. Time is running out for good, while money can be earned again. The thing is not about being a real brute without a feeling and ignoring other people's requests. When someone needs your time, you shouldn't agree if it goes against your personal priorities. Nevertheless, if the problem of the person deserves attention, set aside a certain day for a meeting or conversation without the detriment of your business. 2. You don't have to say yes to people who want your money. Popular wisdom says that you need to lend as much as you don't mind losing. If you are not ready to put up with the fact that friends are in no hurry to return money, this is a sign it's time to tie up with charity. Debts will easily destroy your relationship and spoil a lot of blood. Honestly, it's better to refuse at once and endure all the grievances than to rake up problems later. 3. You don't have to say yes to people who exploit you. If someone remembers your existence only in cases when they need help, then you are nothing more than just a tool for solving problems for this person. When relations are becoming asymmetric and you are the only donor, it's time to put all the pieces together. Of course, we need to help people, but this does not apply to those parasitizing on someone else's generosity. 4. You don't have to say yes to please your friends. Refusing friends is a hard work. These people are truly important to us by definition, so we feel that we are obliged to act accordingly. The truth is that a real friend will take your refusal without a problem, because friendship is much more valuable for them than any disagreements. Those who meet with hostility, any of your refusals should not be called friends. 5. You don't have to say yes if society requires. Public opinion can become an obstacle that is very difficult to overcome. People tend to think that you should just go with the flow and do what is expected of you. It takes a lot of courage and self-confidence to say no, but it's really vital. Every time you disagree with something, even under majority's pressure, you demonstrate the right to your own opinion. If someone does not like it, they'll still have to reckon with it. 6. You don't have to say yes to fit in. This is the same story as in the previous case. People usually choose a demeanor that allows them not to stand out from the crowd. This is what they expect from you as well. Oddly enough, sooner or later everyone comes to the conclusion that conformism is not only useless, but also makes you regret what you have done. 7. You don't have to say yes to rules and dogma. The environment forms certain requirements for the behavior of members of the social group. Some of these rules are necessary for the proper functioning of society, but there are many dogmas that you do not have to follow at all. Always remember who you are, and don't let mossy doctrines change that. 8. You don't have to say yes to traditions and religious beliefs. If you were born among people in whose lives religion and traditional values play a major role, you will also be expected to worship all this. But, if deep inside you are not sure of the truth of those values, this is a sign that you do not need to follow them. Of course, if you declare to your family that you have your own idea of religion, they will probably don't approve it. It's okay. Over time, the intensity of passions will subside, and you can be proud that you have remained true to your beliefs. 9. You don't have to say yes to your parents. Listening to your heart and disrespecting your parents is not the same thing. Mom and Dad love you the way you are, and sincerely wish you all the best, but sometimes only you are the one to know what you really want. If your parents insist, for example, that you choose a certain profession. Remember, this is your life, not theirs, and act accordingly. 10. You don't have to say yes to your boss. Be careful with this if you don't want to be fired. But on the other hand, if you have real alternatives, and the current boss does nothing but ruin your life, perhaps it's time to say goodbye and move on. Check out our video how to do it at the lowest emotional cost. 11. You don't have to say yes to something that overshadows your priorities. If you don't know your worth, no one will. You are the only one to be responsible for what happens in your life, and this is the very moment when you fully accept this responsibility. So give your goals the highest priority. 12. You don't have to say yes to whatever is trying to get your attention. The modern world constantly throws us a variety of stimuli, so the ability to sort out the unnecessary ones becomes vital. Remember, no matter what you pay attention to, you have the same right to ignore it. 13. You don't have to say yes to sales and specials. It's hard not to lose your head in the discount season. Marketers know this very well. There are many psychological tricks that will make you put your money on the altar of sales with great pleasure. At first you feel a surge of happiness, but as your wallet gets thinner and the layer of dust on such necessary purchases grows, you wonder, maybe you should have said no? 14. You don't have to say yes to mailing lists. Everyone who subscribed to various mailing lists knows how tempting sometimes the offers are. Such cool things are practically given away for free, why not buying? Bingo, you've been forced into a new need. But if you had an open email, would you really need this product or service? 15. You don't have to say yes to chronophages. Television, the internet, and social media, these marvels of technology have revolutionized our world. But if you do not control them, they will start to control you. It is very easy to forget about yourself and waste a lot of time staring aimlessly at the screen. Our brain tends to choose the simplest solutions, and such time wasters are just waiting for this. As mentioned, time is our most precious resource, so we need to protect it as much as we can. 16. You don't have to say yes to notifications. Just turn off the notifications that come from your apps. Social networks, all kinds of reminders, all this distracts us and makes it difficult to concentrate. Notifications are sent by almost every application. This is one of the ways to involve users in active interaction. Their creators benefit from this, but this approach only harms us. Skip unnecessary alerts and never say yes to distractions. A quick and easy way to make sure you're managing your resources wisely is to ask yourself, is this really the best way to spend my time or money? Determining what your time is worth can be tricky. But those people who are able to prioritize focus on the things that are most important to them and achieve more in life. Comment below how often you say no and which common situations make you stuck. Like this video, and subscribe so the bright side of life is always with you.